This video is sponsored by Comica. So a little while ago, the microphone company Comica slid into my email saying they wanted to help me upgrade my YouTube production quality with their brand new Vimo S wireless lav mic kit. I don't know if they picked up on the thick Rode NT1 I use for A-roll and thought I could use some extra flexibility, or saw me struggling using a phone for audio in my dorm room tour, but regardless, this mic should help make situations like both of those much smoother. Let's roll some unboxing footage and cover the specs these wireless lav mics offer. First off, these guys provide excellent quality when recording, and they do so at 48 kHz 24-bit. While it goes without saying they're not going to be as good as my main mic I just mentioned, the Rode NT1, they're an entirely different form factor for a different use, and for that use, I have no complaints putting them in my rotation. I'll provide audio samples further in the video, but for the time being, just know these mics definitely met my standards. Comica says you can use these for up to 15 hours on a single charge at a range of up to 200 meters, so solid runtime and range specs too. And one of the slickest features, the mics and receiver all magnetically pop into this earbud style case that I think is very well executed. The mics come out the top from beneath the battery level indicators, and the receiver slides out the back. The receiver has a pretty cool implementation, as this whole thing just plugs into a USB-C device for recording or latency-free monitoring. It doesn't have a battery though, so you will need to plug it into a power source at its own USB-C port while its inverted port is connected to the recording device. Not necessarily a bad thing to need to be plugged in, and you can actually charge phones through the receiver while recording to them, but it's good to know this stuff in advance so you don't spend hours trying to charge a component that can't hold a charge, like someone I know very well tried to. And look, there's honestly not too much else to this kit beyond that, which is much appreciated by someone like me that hasn't extensively used lav mics. This is a pretty foolproof and beginner-friendly kit. You could guess this from the design, but the case holds its own extra charge and displays 3 power indicators to let you know how everything's doing. It also looks pretty good too, not some cutting-edge design, but I respect sticking to the practicality of the earbuds case layout. Every component in the setup has one button on it, and on the case it shows the battery indicator array. On the mics it's a mute-unmute toggle, and on the receiver it's a mono stereo toggle. There's also extra functions like denoising and manual pairing that can be accessed via long presses. I've personally never had to pair these mics manually though, as they're able to communicate with the receiver right out of the box. The receiver also has a nifty stepless volume wheel that's very orange. And orange you ready to hear some example audio from the Vimo S. My apologies for that, let's roll the samples. And I'm gonna come over here and actually clip this boy onto my hoodie, so we can use this lav mic as it was intended to be used. Clip to the neckline, collar, however you want to put it, as close to your mouth as possible. And I'm gonna make sure I'm in focus and in frame. Everything looks good, and now it's gonna change as I start walking around and get some motion into this test. And I'm gonna come over here, pull my focus, and then actually turn my back to the receiver the entirely opposite direction, because the instructions did say doing so would cut down the up to 200 meter range of this guy, and obviously this isn't even close to 200 meters. I'm got the receiver right here, like 3 or 4 away from me. But I do want to test that just to make sure we don't have super sucky reception that would actually be interfered by me turning around at this distance right here. And I'm gonna keep walking from there, walk over to this side of the room. Again, hopefully nothing bad going on, because this is like an ideal situation, small room, close to the receiver, full battery and such. And so, yeah, hopefully this is a good unedited audio test, but you're really the judge right now, as I haven't listened to any of the results of this. But yeah, hopefully you're able to evaluate the audio of the Vimo S from this first audio test. So this is the second audio test with the Comica Vimo S. This one's an edited audio test in a much bigger space. This is about as extreme as my testing is going to get, because in my day-to-day use with this mic, I don't see myself getting any further away when it comes to the distance between the mic and the receiver, or the mic and the camera. And yeah, this is about as much as this mic's got to handle for my day-to-day routine. And again, edited audio here using kind of a variation of my regular voiceover chain, because the reason that we're doing this is not to test out the settings or evaluate the specifics of the edit, but just to kind of figure out if this audio is able to hold up to edits in general, basic tweaks such as noise reduction, EQ edits, kind of get a feel for whether this mic is able to hold its own in this context. So wrapping up from there, let me just recap the process of recording great audio with the Comica Vimo S wireless lav mic. First, you need to make sure everything's charged up, then you pop the mic or mics out to clip onto your subjects. You also pop the receiver into your recording device, then you hook the receiver up to power, make sure everything's talking to each other, and go to town. Many thanks to Comica for sending this out to up my video game, and for putting a solid option on the table for those of you looking to purchase a lavalier mic. Links are down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.